Yes. Hey.
Peace, gang.
Yo.
We gotta go yes, sir.
Let's go.
Yo, I'm just trying to be like the rest of the movie stars here, guys. I'm just trying to fit.
Yeah, I'm doing well. No, I did. No, for sure.
Oh yeah.
You didn't see my.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Good. Oh, thank you for coming.
I feel like it wants to be I'm gonna need names. You don't even.
Get into like our check-ins, because I know that will get the energy circulating, so we can get all the nervous, the butterflies out of our system. You know what I'm saying? So I'll start with our amazing team members.
You guys know what's up. Today I'm usually like 10 is the max that you can be, but I'm like 1,000. I love talking to people, and to be here today is very special for me. So thank you guys for having me, for real. Thank you.
All right.
Honestly, I'm same like the rest of the guys. I'm kind of nervous, you know what I mean? Like, this is the first time we've been in person in like, how long has it been?
Over a year.
Over a year, so, over a year. So, like, honestly, I had a lot of butterflies come in just because, like, I was feeling kind of down, like, your boy was stressed out. But I'm like, I know I got to be a certain way here. So I'm like, I don't want to, like, short you guys, or I don't want to fake you guys. Okay. You guys really brought it out for us. Super happy to be with you guys, happy to build with you guys, happy for our things to grow, That's it.
10 still, super big 10. Like the man who said, I'm a little nervous, you know what I'm saying? I haven't, I've been looking forward to seeing y'all, but I haven't been in the school and just been in this setting in terms of community, or talk to people, connecting with people, feeling people's energy. So I'm really overwhelmed. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for welcoming us and greeting us, and we keep building. You know what I mean? We're gonna be out here all the time. So.
Word. Well, what's going on, everybody? Neil, aka Logik. I'm like at 20, man. I'm just up right now. Building with y'all young folks is something I'm really passionate about. I'm a big advocate for education, emotional intelligence, and just creating spaces for us to just be and just to kind of discover ourselves, and just to be a little free up. So it's great. As everybody mentioned, we've been doing this virtually for a long time, and it's kind of like an adjustment to look at y'all in person instead of this square or whatever. So, but we're gonna get into that though, you know what I mean? But that was a great, little introduction. We just did our introductions, so maybe we can just go around and you all can let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being not so great, 10 being amazing, and why. And then we'll get into the discussions. Is that cool?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm Miss Dugo.
One voice at a time.
I'm Miss Dugo.
From 1 to 10, I'm same. I'm I don't even know. I'm shaking because I'm so excited today. I've been excited this whole week. I'm just so happy that this is all happening. I'm at today. I hope this is ongoing.
Hi guys, I'm Angel.
Hi,
Angel. I'm feeling a 10 out of 10. I got a new job.
Nobody shake your hand.
My name is Joshua. I'm an 8 out of 10. I'm tired. I had lots of assignments to catch up on because I'm busy. Well, yeah.
I'm feeling a 7, 8 out of 10. I'm glad you guys are here though, because first semester you guys were awesome.
Tell us more about that.
I'm not trying to gas you guys like that.
No, we need it, man. We need it. Let us go.
You're rough this week, fam. Please.
Who's that? Nah, but on some, you guys taught us, our first semester, you guys taught us great moral values we could use in our daily lives, and I hope you guys are teaching it with these classes as well. But all jokes aside, you guys are an awesome group, and I'm glad you guys are here teaching these guys as well.
Oh, man. I appreciate that, like, you know, but no, like, I thank you for sharing that, and like, that's what we call like positive affirmations, you know what I mean? Like, and we all need to hear that from each other, you know what I mean? Like, we all have something that we bring to the table, and it's always nice to be validated, you know what I mean? And people are like, yo, I see what you're doing, you know, keep going. Because as much as like we appear to be like confident and motivational, like, yo, we have our down days too, and sometimes we need that kind of like, you know, energy to feed us, you know what I mean? So again, thank you for sharing that. Like, you know, like I know that filled me up, that gave me some energy to keep going, and I'm sure everybody else appreciates that as well, you know what I mean? So we're talking about like, you know, like addictions and like substance misuse, but then we're also talking about like influence, and you know, sometimes that can show up in different ways, aggressive ways and whatnot. So I don't know, like maybe we can just kind of like go around like similar to how we did like our check-ins, and maybe people can talk about like just things that they may have seen with, you know, influences or substance misuse, maybe like in the schools, maybe like within your community. I don't know, like what are you young folks seeing these days?
So this is more not in my community, but I know it happens, and it's a lot on social media where people would tend to follow negative trends instead of going and making their own idea. They just follow whether it be good or bad, as long as it was getting them views or getting them likes, they would keep doing it, even if it was impacting them negatively.
Gotcha. Do it for the gram, do it for clout, all of that, man. Just finding a way to belong. People are looking for ways to belong. Okay.
I feel like there's also the issue of like people not being real with themselves and not real with their friends. That's what I'm saying, friends. Like, there's a lot of fakeness going on in this school where like they'll supposedly be friends with a big friend group, but deep down some of them hate each other or they talk bad about each other, and it's like
it's like friendship when it's convenient, but then when things get real, it's like everybody has something negative to say. Interesting. Yeah.
To add on to what she said, I think sometimes the reason for that is like some people are not real with others is because they're not real with themselves and who they are. And I agree. Yeah.
To be real, you know what? Like, to face yourself is a hard one. You know what I mean? Because we live in a world where it's easy to like blame others. It's like, well, they did this to me and that's why I'm this way. So what you're talking about is like self-accountability. And that's like a challenge, you know? But this is why we create these spaces to like bring awareness, right? Because to be accountable, you have to have awareness. You know, it's kind of hard to be accountable if you just don't know, right? So yeah, that's real big. Anything else? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm kind of curious to ask you guys, like, you guys have brought up a lot of different situations you've experienced and seen out there in the world, but what are some solutions that you guys think can actually contribute to making change in those situations?
Build places that I can actually work at, like, I don't know, like a play place area or like a daycare. That would have been a good thing. It was a big place. They could have turned it into a daycare. There's so many houses over there. A daycare would have been useful. Now we have a weed cannabis store. Who's smoking weed like that? Well, I mean, a lot of people are, but like at the same time, right?
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like opportunities.
Yeah.
Like opportunities is that are meaningful, that can like, you know, have like, you know, better uses of your time. Because like, you know, when you're productive and you're doing stuff, then, you know, it kind of minimizes maybe some like harmful activities that people may partake in because they're bored typically, right? So okay, so more and more opportunities, especially in the context of employment. All right.
I like that answer for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
We're really like, they glorify it a lot, especially like weed and alcohol, and they don't really see like the effects of it like long term. Like in the moment, like yeah, it's fun, whatever, yeah. But like it can really take a toll on you and like your mental health, and some people don't really like see it as that.
I feel like we also need like support from the people that like we see every day at school, such as teachers. So if there's not enough teachers like Ms. Dougal, for example, that students can actually open up to, tell them like, I'm having problems with this person, but I don't want to physically fight them, then like you can't expect, okay, not can't expect a kid, but like if they don't have that trusted adult in their life or like a support system, then it's hard for them to see what is right to do or to talk to somebody. So they're just gonna root to like whatever comes on the top of their head in the moment, like to fight or like, yeah.
You're saying some like brilliant, you know, that deserves like a round of applause right there. You like articulated because like support systems is so like crucial. And like, you know, Ms. Dougal, like she's only one person, but like I know she may kind of seem like she's 20 people because she's doing so much. But you're right though, like imagine if like the entire school was giving off like the energy that Ms. Dougal's bringing off, like, and what that would mean for students. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to add to that. You know what the crazy thing is that if you're looking for adults to be the role models that can like guide you, a lot of the adults never had it. and then they grow up not knowing how to give it, and it becomes this huge cycle. So it's like we just keep feeding each other, like we keep hurting each other because we're hurt, and we've never taken the time to heal or even the courage to heal.
Our parents as well. Like,
yeah. Speak to it. Go ahead. No. Like,
well, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say.
No, you're absolutely right.
But yeah, what like the way they do things and their actions have like a big like impact on how we live and the influence they have on us. And like when they're not brought up right or in the correct environment, it really puts us in like a difficult situation because then we continue that cycle and it.
Generational trauma.
Yeah.
Whoa. What was that word?
Generational trauma.
Jeez.
Yeah.
A lot of people's parents, I don't know, like they didn't really get to experience things. So when they have kids, they want their kids to experience it. And when their kids have different views than them, they kind of get upset and they bump heads. And I feel like they're just redoing the cycle all over again and they don't even see it.
Most definitely.
It's kind of difficult for them to like almost rely on you as the experts in this environment. Then they're still trying to use the old ways that they learned from where they came from and apply that to the new thing. It kind of doesn't make sense.
Like when they grow up in like an environment, they see something day in and day out, they think like that's the only way, and it's hard after so many years to like alter that way of thinking, and then they think that's right, so that goes down in just an endless cycle.
Having support systems is a great way to do that. That's why it's important for us to have these conversations so that we can like work through it and come to like some deeper understandings. Like what are some other things that we're seeing like in schools? You know, like we mentioned, you know, there's weed and like fighting and social media. Like what are some other things that have like come up?
People that don't value their education or why they're at school. Because why come to school if you're going to be walking the halls during first, second, third, fourth? And like, yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of students that aren't valuing their education, and it's just going to like hurt them in the long run because like in this world you need an education, like for the most part, especially like high school, and you're here for a reason. So it's like I see a lot of kids just walking the halls throughout all of their classes, and they'll be in grade 9, 10. I know they don't have a spare. So it's like, what are you doing?
I feel like for a student to want to come to class, the teacher has to do their part in making them want to go to class. You have to make the kid want to come to class. Like if we're coming to class and you're treating us like we're less of you, or you're like making us feel dumb in the class, and like we're not going to want to come. We come to school because we actually want to learn. Like, I guarantee you half these kids don't plan to be dropouts or like have no future. Like, you come to school to want to do something with your life. So the teachers have to take part in making us want to come to class. It's not all on us.
Relationship building, where students feel comfortable to be around and motivated by the teachers. That's what encourages them to be part of the class and then want to to learn. But if a student doesn't feel that type of connection, then it's difficult to want to be in the environment and wanting to learn. So I totally get that perspective.
I feel like the teacher's part is also important, but I feel like it's a two-way street.
I was gonna say
the student also needs to put in the work, put in the effort, and it's like, and I feel like a big part of it is like who you surround yourself with and the company you keep, and that to help you be an excellent student.
When it comes to weed or substances like that, it's like, or they talk about it in a way that's kind of like, oh, nobody does it, or it's happening in somewhere that's so far and so obscure, when it can literally be somebody in your class, somebody that you're sitting next to and stuff like that. So rather than making it a thing where it's like, hush, 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 or don't do it, don't, let's like have more active conversations about like why somebody might want to smoke, or what are the things that cause them to, or
I was just gonna speak on like the education aspect of things, because I feel like there's so much different elements. There's so much different places to build. One that came to my mind is like when Cuz was building there. Yo, Cuz, remind me of your name, family? Nathan, yes. Nathan made a good point. He was saying that a lot of people's is going out of their way to do what they think is cool. You know what I'm saying? And straying away from what is true to themselves, And when I hear that, because I've definitely been in that space, in that area, and I'm sure that all of us have been in that type of space or time in some time of our life, with some experience. And I feel like it comes in a way from like social acceptance, like you say, fam, people want to be seen, they want to be acknowledged, they want to be encouraged, and most importantly, they want to be validated, I think when we talk about like high school and education as a whole, it's like, sometimes people, they might stray away from education or school, the idea of school, because how are they being taught? You know, what's the languages that they are used to that they learn? You know what I'm saying? Or the languages of support that they're used to that may not be present in the school. You know what I'm saying? And then that has a big role on your behavior. But from the outside looking in, if we don't break down those elements, we can just say, oh no, that kid don't like school. He's a knucklehead, you know? We don't even know what he went through to get to school though.
Absolutely.
Maybe school's the only safe space for him. But then he's in the school and he's just trying to, I'm here from 9, 2:40, I'm out of here, you know what I mean? And then he goes back, you don't know what that person's going through type.
And I'll just even add, like even wandering the halls, it might be the only place where they can find peace. I was one of those youth, you know what I mean, where I was wandering the halls and people used to say like, why are you in the halls? Like, because that's the only place where it's quiet, you know, and I can just think and I can just be and it's safe.
Yeah.
You know, so I think like what we're just really trying to like establish here is just awareness, you know? There's no judgment because everybody has like their lane and the reasons why they do what they do, but it's just to look at things from a different angle, to be like, oh, okay, there's more to like what meets the eye, right?
We hope that these things that are lacking not only within the school but in our lives or whatever within ourselves, you know? Hopefully you guys know that you have support systems that are around, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we're present, you know what I'm saying? So we can establish these meaningful relationships and connections, you know what I'm saying? Because we can learn and we learn just as much from y'all as y'all learn from us, you know what I mean? So especially when it comes to like struggles, you know, I think it's really good to uplift people when they're doing good things and encourage them to move forward, but it's like, how are we gonna treat people when they're at the most difficult times of their life? You know what I'm saying? It might be a luxury for some of us to walk into school, you done no education. For some people that might be a help, but how do we find the balance and how can we meet both people? You know what I'm saying? And support both parties, you know what I mean?
Essentially what I wanted to say is I know a lot of you guys said like this school is this, like this is a problem with this school. I can tell you from experience, like the things that you guys are dealing with here, it's every school.
You like this happening here, right? Oh, yeah. Like if you could have days full of Stolen from Africa being in class and talking, would you do it?
Yes.
Like, why?
Definitely. Yes.
Why?
Because we start talking about
we need to start talking about real issues that are happening in the school that need to be addressed. And I feel like as if we come together and like talk about it, we can actually fix the problem.
You can smile there. Well, kind of.
Peace, yo, it's Marley, you know what I'm saying? Stolen from Africa. First day we're back in the schools, bro, after a year of doing programming online, you know what I'm saying? And it's blessed because we had the opportunity to connect with people online, you know what I'm saying? And still hear how they're doing and connect with them and have them share their experiences and their insight. But honestly, just being in person is so much more important because you don't know what people's going through. You see people in the real physical aspect of it. You can feel their energy. It's just so good, man. I'm smiling, I'm charged up, and I'm looking forward on continuing what we're doing here, seeing the students and just building these meaningful connections, you know what I mean? So, Stolen from Africa, St. Basil's, we're out here.
Going on, yo, it's Trevoy, aka Don Djork. I'm here at St. Basil's. We're lucky to be back in person, and you know, we're here delivering the responsibility program, and really it's just an alternative learning program for at-risk youth, just to learn ways to how to take on their lives. One of the things that we didn't have growing up was people that could support us with our struggles and our experiences and our hardships, and our responsibility is to come back and shorten the gap for the rest of the people that are coming, yo. We're supposed to breed up the next generation. You already know.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Logik, Stolen from Africa. For those who don't know, Stolen from Africa is a black arts education organization here in Toronto. We focus on cultural and historical awareness of Africa, the African diaspora, as well as youth empowerment. I'm just happy to be back in the schools. You know, we've been doing this since 2004, so been in schools for a very long time, creating meaningful works and creating culturally relevant spaces, supporting students as well as staff alike. So we're just happy to be out here, back in the schools, and we got a special guest, man, Brother Fame Holiday, man. Yo, pull up, man. Pull up, brother. You know what I'm saying? We have to pull in the artists, man, because
I appreciate you for having me today.
This is what it's all about, you know, like using like arts and education as a way to empower and inspire young people. So, you know, what was your experience like, you know, coming to schools and building with us in this, like, you know, session right here?
Yeah, no, like, as you know, like, we've done Zooms and stuff and Instagram lives in the past, you know, talking about mental health. Being here today was a little bit nerve-wracking because it's my first time ever, like, speaking in front of students, but it's always been a goal, you know, it's always been a goal. So to manifest it, to connect with you and make it happen and really touch the youth and give hugs and handshakes and really understand them as people and what they're going through right now. It's just amazing. You know, I can't. Well, that's priceless. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for having me. And that's boy Fame Holiday. Let's go. Stolen from Africa. Come on, man. The OG Logik. Come on.
Love, man. Let's keep doing, man. Let's connect, inspire, activate, man. Lots of work to be done, man. Let's keep it going, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.